Imagine every single person in the Bay Area, that's 7 million people, leaving their homes with nothing but the clothes on their backs in search of a new, safe place to live. Where would you go? Where would you sleep? How would you get food to eat? Well, it's happening to millions of people in the Middle East and in Europe right now. There is a massive humanitarian crisis happening in the Middle East and in Europe. It is the largest migration since World War II. It started in 2011 when civil war broke out in Syria. People's houses were bombed and living conditions got so bad that they had to leave their homes. Due to the dangers of moving back home, many have been forced to leave Syria altogether and search for a safer country in which to live. Leaving your home country is dangerous. Not only are Syrians leaving, but people from neighboring countries are also migrating due to poverty and a lack of secure living conditions. Most are seeking asylum in more stable European countries. Millions of men, women, children, and elderly are traveling hundreds of miles across sea and land in flimsy boats and by foot with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Just in the past few months, 3,500 people have died while trying to make this long and perilous trek to Europe. Most are considered refugees. However, many of these migrants are unsure if the country they are traveling to will accept them. Some European countries are limiting the number of migrants they allow, while others have completely closed off their borders. These migrants had lives like you and me. They were students, nurses, accountants, shop owners, teachers, and business people. They are now stranded with very little to call their own, having left almost everything back in their home country. How can you help? Number 1. Start by knowing the people who you are helping. Read the stories of these migrants and refugees that you'll find on posters spread throughout our school. These are real people like you and me, like your mom and dad, like your sister and brother, like your aunt, like the student sitting next to you. They all need your help. Number 2, use your voice. Look on social media in the next week for a pre-written letter to President Obama, your senators, and your congressmen requesting help for these migrants and refugees. We will also have laptops set up in front of the cafeteria where you can sign and send your letter. We, as a Catholic school, need to advocate on behalf of these migrants and refugees because they currently don't have a home. Therefore, they don't have a voice. It's our duty as human beings to not only help those in need who don't have a voice, but to respond to acts of injustice that we see in the world. If we don't help them, who will? Number 3, say a prayer. As a school, we will be praying for their well-being. We'll offer prayer during morning announcements as well as throughout the week. Please also consider praying on our own time for the needs of these migrants and refugees. They need your help, and they need it now. Be the change. Stand for justice. Use your voice. Make a difference.